Hey guys, making a video here in my garage. We are working on what seems like a defective Alpine DSP PXA-H800. It's this unit here, it's the box it came in. And here's the actual unit set up here with some wires. So I've got the power and ground, and then that switch is the remote, which would normally come from the head unit. In this case it's just wired at 12 volts. And on this side I've got audio in, that's coming from my laptop's headphone jack here. And then this side we're just using channel 1, that's audio out, and that's going to a Yamaha amplifier in the back. It's playing through the speakers in the garage. So we're powering this thing with a bench power supply. It's regulated at 13.5 volts, which is about what a running car would have. And then for an audio source here, I'm just using Winamp and some streaming internet music. So let's do the first test. So we will turn on the remote line here, and then we will run the Sound Manager software, which should turn the unit on, which it did. And I've got audio. That down a bit. Now, on the software, hopefully that can focus for me. You notice right in the center there's a temperature in yellow area. Yeah, it's focusing there. So I just started it. It's pretty cool right now. Temperature is about 95 Fahrenheit, 35 centigrade. But you can see it's climbing, right? It's climbing a couple degrees Fahrenheit every 30 seconds or so. That's because the unit is drawing, about 860 milliamps of current. Of course, that's going to generate heat, and so we'll just let it run for a while and let the temperature get up there. And I'll start the video again once it's warmed up. All right, we're back. It took about 4 or 5 minutes to reach about 107 Fahrenheit, almost 42 centigrade. And the unit's pretty good and hot now. So it's been running for 5 minutes. It's warmed up. You might have driven from your house to the corner store, jumped out for, milk or pop or whatever, and jump back in your car and you turn your stereo on. And so we'll just flip the remote line here. So DSP unit's gone off. The software doesn't like that. It shuts down. It says I can't talk to the box anymore. That's fine. Now what we'll do is we will immediately flip the remote line back on. So you've just turned your head unit back on, basically. Start up the software. Units come back on. No problem, right? Except what do you not hear? You don't hear the music. So the music's playing, but there's no audio coming out of the stereo. This is the problem. This unit seems to be suffering from some kind of overheat condition. I've done a few tests now. Seems to kick in about 106.5 Fahrenheit roughly, up to 107, and then it just stops outputting. There's nothing coming out of these output jacks. I've checked it with this scope. Obviously it's hooked up to the stereo, you'd hear it, nothing comes out. But if you shut the unit off here and then wait a few minutes for it to cool down, if you let it cool down, seems to be about 102 or so, it'll come back on, and I'll resume when I've let it cool off a bit. Alright, we're resumed. It should be cool by now. I'm going to flip the remote line back on, and then we will run the software. Software's open, box is on. Hey presto, the music's back on. So let's check the temperature here when it loads. Got to focus. Anyway, it's about 92.3 is what it's saying here. So this is very repeatable. I mean, this is a benchtop setup. You know, it's very easy for me to test different temperatures, which I have. As I said, I found it goes off at about 106.5 Fahrenheit. If you toggle the unit on and off, it doesn't come back on. So until it cools down. So clearly there's some kind of heat issue here. And I will probably be sending this one back to the retailer, but I'll try and get a hold of Alpine first and see what they say. All right, thanks for watching.